Hello. Chosen to do my personal narrative story on locating my birth parents. My name is Daniel Brinker and I am an adoptee. Let me first start by saying that I was adopted in 1983 in the state of Florida. I was put up into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints adoption agency. And I was placed into adoption at the age of 6 months old. 6 weeks old. The adoption process took about 8 months from the first time that my adopted parents went into court until the adoption was finalized. So it put me at about 8 months old, although I went to live with them when I was only 6 weeks old. And why would I want to find my birth parents? What was the deciding factor in finally deciding to locate my birth parents? Because I was 27, I was 27 years old when I first decided to locate my birth parents. I wanted to know more about my medical history, according to my parents, my actual parents, not the parents that I grew up with, whom I'm still call my parents. Also wanted to know where I came from. Where did my birth parents come from? What kind of lineage were they not able to pass down to me because I was put up for adoption? And also just a general curiosity as to the reasons why and how I was put up for adoption. Was it because my parents didn't feel as though they could take care of me? Were they too young? And other such stuff. Next, I'd like to talk about the legality. What are the legal ramifications to locating your birth parents? Well, one, you have to petition all your information through the court system, which takes about 5 months. You have to submit paperwork saying that you are who you are and that you want to find them. And your adopted parents have to submit a paperwork saying that it's okay with them for you to unseal these records. Because as an adoptee, I have no rights. I have no rights to locate the information that I feel as though I'm entitled to. And so what you do is you basically just fill out a form and say, I want this information. Unseal it for me. Next thing that I'm going to talk about is the many ways to go about getting this information. One, you can subpoena each and every individual piece of information, and that takes up lots of time and lots of money through the court system. You're looking at about 5 months per file and about $500 a file. Or you can hire a lawyer. Now, a lawyer will take care of all this information, but keep in mind when you hire a lawyer, you have to pay the lawyer. You have to pay him for his time and effort to locating all this paperwork, and that's all he's going to do. He's not going to put forth the extra effort to locate your birth parents. He's just going to pull all the information for you, and it can cost you a lot of money. Or you can hire a private investigator, which is going to be what my next step is going to be. I plan to hire an investigator, and it'll cost me a fair amount of money, but that's not what's important. What's important is finding all the information that I feel as though I'm entitled to. Now, what a private investigator will do is he will, for a sum, locate all the records, get them all unsealed, and give them to you. But he will also go through the trouble of locating your birth parents, give you address, phone number, where they live, where they work, all that kind of information that you, as a person, just can't normally get because of the Privacy Information Act. And that is the real main reason why everything is difficult to find, is because of the Privacy Information Act. Not that that act is a bad act, but it makes it more difficult for someone such as myself, who was put up for adoption 29 years ago. That's the reason why I'm still looking today, because the Privacy Act makes it very difficult to locate my birth parents, because nobody is allowed to distribute identifying information, and that would be information that gives out names and phone numbers, birthdays, addresses, where they grew up, where they went to school, things like that. With small information like that, I could locate them, but it's a struggle. Excuse me. One of the things that I've noticed is that many people are unwilling to help. They do not want to help because it could damage somebody else's reputation. But that's not what I want. I don't want to damage somebody's reputation. I just want to find my birth parents for the simple fact of medical history, so that I know what I'm passing down to my own children. So in short, I am still looking for my birth parents. I hope to find them one day, and I do not plan to rest until I do find them. Thank you very much.